If you want to know the strategy behind how I evaluate and find profitable products to sell on Amazon, then inside of this video, you're going to steal my exact strategy that I utilize in 2025 to identify hot selling products that I know that I can make money off of. So let's get into it. Welcome back everyone to another video. My name is Cannell-Cohen. If you don't know who I am, I've been selling on Amazon for almost 4.5 years now, and I've also been helping now over 613 people start and scale their own profitable Amazon businesses so that way they can be successful and make money on Amazon as well. Now, over the last 4 years that I've been sharing my whole entire journey selling on Amazon and sharing it with every single one of you through here, YouTube, or even on Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot, a lot of people have always been asking me this reoccurring question in regards to products and how to find hot selling products. Now, what's important for you to realize is this video is going to teach you everything that you need to know about profitable products and how to identify them, but that's just a small piece to the equation. This isn't the full picture in regards to how you can actually start and scale an Amazon business, because making sales is not the only thing that's going to help you make money on Amazon. It's just a small portion. You need to understand what suppliers you're going to utilize, how to source from them, how to take care of account health metrics. So there's many different other things that account for ensuring that you can actually build something that's sustainable and has longevity to it. But inside of this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what you need to do for your product research to ensure that you can identify hot selling products that have a high likelihood of being able to sell if you were to sell them on Amazon. Now, when it comes to product research, this is the one most important thing that you will be doing continuously for your Amazon business, no matter what happens, no matter at what point you are at with your Amazon business, whether you're just starting or whether you're someone who's a little bit more seasoned. Product research is something that you're going to want to continuously do. And the reason for this is because every single month that passes throughout the year, there's new products that get introduced from different brands, there's new trends that arise, there's new economic factors that end up happening that influence purchasing behaviors and the products that people are looking for at that current moment in that current time. So the first thing I want to talk about is very simply just the principles of doing product research. Now, the first principle to doing product research, I'm sure a lot of you can guess this by now, is going to be the 70-30 rule. Right, so the 70-30 rule, I have a whole separate video that talks exclusively about what the 70-30 rule is and why we build out the Amazon stores in this particular way. I won't dive into that too much inside of this video. But the second principle to selling on Amazon when you're doing your product research is suppliers. Okay, so what I mean by suppliers here is very simply said, you want to be able to ensure that your supplier has a wide product variety from many different well-known brand names. So the biggest misconception I see with a lot of people is that they're flooding to AliExpress, they're flooding to Alibaba, they're flooding to Temu to source their items. Now, the problem with that is when you're selling on Amazon, and more specifically dropshipping on Amazon, our main focus is reselling big brand name products, which is kind of leading into the third principle here. Is going to be talking about reselling brands. You're not going to want to be creating your own private label brand. You're not going to want to start to create your own product directly from scratch in the beginning, because reselling big name brands is the fastest way that you can start producing income with an Amazon business, and it's the easiest way when it comes to doing product research. So when I talk about your suppliers, going into the second point and the third point here, suppliers, you need to ensure that they have authenticity associated with them. So the best example that I can provide for you is if you wanted to be able to buy, let's say, for example, a Gucci bag, and when you wanted to buy that Gucci bag, where would you go buy it? Would you go directly to, let's say, a Gucci store, wherever is nearest to you, or would you go to AliExpress and buy a Gucci bag? Obviously, you know that when you're going to AliExpress, the products are most likely going to be inauthentic for, let's say, a Gucci bag in this example. So that's exactly why we only want to source within our suppliers domestically. By sourcing domestically, this ensures that we have higher probability of 1, faster shipping times, 2, higher quality products, but 3, also that there's a verified supply chain associated with the products that we're trying to sell. That way I know that the products I'm looking to resell from these big brand names, they're 100% authentic directly from the supplier. All right, now the fourth point that we're going to take into consideration here is going to be IP, so otherwise known as intellectual property. Now, I say this not to scare you, but I say this just to protect you at all costs when it comes to your Amazon business. Some brands are what we call reseller friendly, and some brands are not reseller friendly. A brand that is not reseller friendly is a brand that will file an IP complaint against you if you decide to try to resell their products on the Amazon marketplace. So for example, and I'll show you this on my screen very shortly here, it is KitchenAid. KitchenAid is not a reseller friendly brand, contrary to popular belief. It is a very popular brand, but if you do try to resell KitchenAid products on the Amazon marketplace, it's going to end up leading into an intellectual property violation. So this is something that we're going to want to avoid and something that you always have to be mindful of. Now, what we utilize for this there's an extension, there's a Google Chrome extension, and this is called IP Alert. Now, next to that is going to be, of course, talking about more specifically the BSR. So this BSR is known as the bestseller rank. This is a publicly available data that every single person has access to. You don't need an extension to this. And this allows you to know how well a product sells within a major product category and within a subcategory as well. So the bestseller rank, you could have access to it publicly. Every single person does, which I'll show you soon here. But also you can utilize an extension here, and there's many different types of extensions you can utilize. But for us specifically, I like to utilize AMZ Scout to be able to have access to the right type of data that I need as an Amazon dropshipper. So these are 5 principles when it comes to product research that you need to understand before you get into the specifics and nitty-gritty about the products that you're actually looking to resell. What you first need to get a good hold of is ensuring that you have all the other things in check. You have just a very brief outline in regards to how you want to conduct your product research, ensuring it follows the 70-30 rule, ensuring that you've got a good supply that's domestic based, ensuring that you're reselling big name brands, you've got good IP alert extensions, and then you also got a good understanding of how to analyze and interpret the BSR. All right, so now that we covered the principles, let's get into the actual checklist that we're going to want to look for the products that we're selling on Amazon and what we're looking to achieve. So the first checklist that we're going to want to be able to take a look at is ensuring that it's a big name brand. So by ensuring that's a big name brand, you are not looking for private label brands. And this is an important distinction. What I mean by this, think KitchenAid, think Nespresso, think Keurig. Walk inside of your kitchen and identify all the different types of brand names from the appliances that you have inside of your kitchen. Look at the brand name of your toaster. Look at the brand name of your microwave. Look at the brand name of your coffee maker, your tea kettle, your pots and pans set. Look at the brand name of your fridge, let's say, for example. Think about these things. When you jot down these brand names, those are the types of brands that you're going to want to be reselling. You are not going to be want to reselling private label brands that you've never heard of before and don't entirely make sense. And I'll give you a brief example of that soon while we get into the screen sharing of my computer. But first, you want to ensure that you've got a big name brand. Now, second to that, what you're going to want to aim for is at least 2 other sellers on that specific product listing. Okay, so the reason why we're going to have 2 other sellers on that product listing, a lot of people are thinking like, oh, you need to have 0 sellers on the other product listing. That's not entirely true, because if other people exactly like me who are third-party sellers are on that product listing, I can be rest assured that there's a likelihood that I won't be filed with any sort of violations, IP complaints, or anything of that nature. Now, third to that, what we're going to want to aim for is it's an in-season item or every day. So this, of course, will encompass the specific 70-30 rule, but you're going to want to take into consideration that in-season can be something like you're taking into account how the weather is, the trends that are going on social media. Everyday item can be something like toothpaste, let's say, for example. Could be other things like bars of Dove soap, whatever it might possibly be. Now, fourth to that, what you want to make sure is that the brand and/or manufacturer is actually not on the product listing themselves. So what you might see when you're selling on Amazon, and I've come across this many different times, when you're trying to resell a big brand name product, but you recognize that that exact brand is also a third-party seller on that product listing, you're going to want to avoid reselling that product listing. The reason for this is most likely because the brand is going to want to dominate their overall presence on the Amazon marketplace and not allow other third-party sellers to resell their product. Now, you might think to yourself, well, isn't this something that can be generally avoided utilizing the IP alert extension? It is, but also there's certain things that extensions don't take a look at that we also have to take into consideration. So hence why ensuring that the brand and manufacturer are not on the listing is going to be important. And the last point to this is you're going to want to set a specific standard for your BSR. So your BSR is going to be anything less than 500,000 will be your number one go-to in terms of ensuring that you're actually looking at a product that is going to generate the results for you and sell on a consistent and daily basis. Now, granted, sometimes the BSR is not 100% indicative in regards to how well a product actually sells, but just take it as a general rule of thumb for every single product that you're wanting to sell on the Amazon marketplace, then this is the checklist that you're going to want to aim for. So really, when you're going through your product research, what you're going to want to take a look at is first, you're going to go like this. You're going to say, okay, is this a brand that I know is a big brand name? Yes, you're going to create a little check mark. Is there 2 other sellers on that product listing? Yes, you're going to create a check mark. Is it an in-season and everyday item? Yes, you're going to check off every single point. Brand new manufacturer not on the listing. The BSR is less than 500,000. Then you're going to be able to ensure that you can go ahead and list that product and it meets all the criteria that you want. Now, a lot of people oftentimes come into selling on Amazon and explain that, oh, they're not making sales, things are going wrong. You need to have a checklist. You need to have a structure. You need to have a specific set of KPIs or criteria that you're looking for that can allow you to increase the probability of when you're going to resell an item, the odds are stacked in your favor that you're going to actually make a sale. So this is something that I want you to just kind of have on the side of you as a general note. You can put the notes on your computer. You can put it on like a sticky tack note, whatever you'd like, but just make sure that you're following these exact things. And the easiest example I can give you in this scenario is if you're trying to lose weight and you're not calculating your macros, you're not calculating your caloric intake and not understanding whether or not you're in a surplus or in an actual deficit, you're not going to end up losing weight. Because what is tracked can then be optimized, right? And if you're not tracking these specific things on a set of criteria that you're going to be able to take a look at, then you're not going to generate the types of results that you want. So it's important that if you're trying to lose weight, you have to track your macros, you have to track your caloric surpluses, your caloric deficits, how many calories you're burning to get a better understanding in regards to, are you headed in the right direction of your goals? Same exact concept applies with your Amazon business. You have to make sure that you're following a good checklist that can increase the probability of you making a sale when you're selling on Amazon. So all in all, really getting into this product research cheat sheet here, you've got these principles, you got this checklist. Now let's head on over into my computer and let me show you some live in-person examples that can explain to you more specifically how this is actually approached in a real world example. All right, so we're taking a look at one of these products here. It's an Espresso Virtual Pop Plus Deluxe coffee machine. Now, first things first, just off the top of my head, I know Nespresso is a big brand name. I know that Nespresso is something that I personally consume day in and day out. Same thing with a lot of other types of people. So that in itself is a green check mark. Now, what I'm gonna do here is utilizing the IP Alert extension. What you'll see is I have this little green check mark. Now, this little green check mark, what this gives me perspective on is this is the IP Alert extension explaining to me that this brand is in fact reseller friendly. If I resell this product on Amazon, it will not file an IP claim against me. So on the other side of things, let's say for example, if we go into Amazon.com again, what will then end up happening is if I look into something like a KitchenAid mixer, as you can see with something like a KitchenAid mixer, let me click here. The IP Alert extension automatically gives me a red blaring alarm showing me that this brand is known to file IP complaints. So this is a very useful tool that you always want to be able to have when you're doing product research, just to be able to ensure that you're never in a position where you're risking specific parts of your account health metrics, because IP complaints, policy violations, are a big part of your account health rating. So this tells me that this brand is known to file IP complaints. So all I do is I'll click OK, and I'm gonna go ahead and click out of it. Now, beyond that point, what then ends up happening is I can see that a coffee machine is generally speaking it's an everyday item, could be an in-season item, let's say, give or take, but people always consume coffee day in and day out, no matter what happens in their life, no matter how the economy is going. So I can consider this a little bit more of a specific everyday item. All right, now as we scroll a little bit more down, I can actually see that this product is out of stock. Now, for me as an Amazon seller, when I see that Amazon is out of stock from a specific item, this is actually a good sign for me. This means that I can probably have a higher likelihood of being able to compete on this product listing. But with that being said, I'm gonna scroll a little bit more down. And as you can take a look here, I've got this little box. Now, what this little box tells me, this is from the AMZ Scout extension. This tells me two things. One, it's going to tell me the product rank. So in other words, the best seller rank, the BSR. So this tells me that it's 26,770 in the product category of home and kitchen. So this is obviously meeting our criteria and being a BSR of less than 500K. So that's a good check mark there. And I can even see that what's helpful about the AMZ Scout extension, it tells me the estimated monthly sales for this particular item over the last 30-day period was roughly about 2,123 times over the last 30 days. So I can know based on the BSR and where it's specifically placed, I can see that this item does in fact sell pretty frequently. But let's say, for example, you don't have the AMZ Scout extension. All you're going to want to do is you're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page. Every single item on Amazon has this. You scroll down to the bottom, you're gonna get there. You go to the product information part. Okay, so the product information part is where Amazon will provide the specific bestseller rank. And this is gonna be the most accurate of the most accurate for what the bestseller rank actually is. So as I can see here, the bestseller rank for this particular item, as Amazon provides for me, 26,770 in home and kitchen, and it's 36 in the subcategory of single serve brewers. So that's why I said the BSR is calculated on a major category level and also on a subcategory level. Every single person has access to this data. Every single human being that shops on Amazon doesn't realize that you also have access to be able to take a look at what the bestseller rank is on this particular product, whether you're on your phone, your computer, you're on the .ca platform, you're from Canada or from the UK, you can all have access to this information. Now, if, hypothetically, the bestseller rank is not there, if the bestseller rank on a product listing is not populated in the product information details page, then what's going to end up happening is that means that I can assume the bestseller rank is roughly about 1 million. So if it's 1 million, obviously it's necessarily outside of our checklist, so we're not going to want to take a look at a product listing like that. So as I scroll up back to the top of this product listing, I can see that everything's good, no issues whatsoever in regards to this product. Amazon's out of stock. Now, to identify if there's other third-party sellers on this product listing, or if the manufacturer or brand is on this product listing as well, below the buy box section, right, what you're going to see, it's going to say who's in the buy box. Ships from Amazon.com, is sold by Amazon.com. Okay, that's going to be relatively standard. As I scroll down, I'm going to take a look for this particular part that says other sellers on Amazon. Now, this tells me specifically who are the other people that are selling the products on this product listing. So if I click into this, what's then going to pop up, let me zoom out, it will pop up all these different other possibilities, all these different other offers that people have. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to consider the used or other specific refurbished conditions. I'm going to filter only by new. Now, when I filter only by new, of course, we're neglecting price here just because we're assuming that we have a domestic supplier. So I can see that there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 other sellers on this product listing. Okay, so that obviously meets our criteria of ensuring that there's 2 other sellers on this listing. So I can see that Lifestyle by Focus, when you see that specific ship from name is the same as a sold by name, this means that it is an FBM seller. It's someone like me. Versus when you see someone that says it ships from Amazon.com, but it's sold by a third-party seller name, that means they're doing Amazon FBA as a third-party seller. So generally speaking, our name of the game when we're dropshipping on Amazon, we want to compete like other people like us. So like this guy here, he's a third-party seller. Brandy Wine Tech is a third-party seller as well. Same thing with Lifestyle by Focus. So I can very clearly see that there's 2 other sellers on this product listing, and what I'm lastly looking for is checking to make sure is the brand new manufacturer on the product listing themselves. Lifestyle by Focus, Electro Tech Outlet, Wyoming Distributions, and Brandy Wine Tech. So Nespresso isn't in fact on this product listing themselves, so I will go ahead and specifically say, you know what, all of my criteria has been checked off for this product listing, so then I will go ahead to listing the product. So once I have all my checklists perfectly panned out, everything is good to go, I'm then going to want to get into my profit calculations as the last part to doing my product research, because obviously I have to ensure I'm going to be profitable on this product. Now, we are in fact neglecting right now just that the price of our supplier that we're utilizing. I'm going to walk you through a hypothetical situation just so you can understand the general concept in regards to how we calculate our profitability. So as I go ahead and see that this product here is sold at $199.99, but specifically Amazon's out of stock. So when Amazon's out of stock, I want to consider what is the next best price. When I consider what is the next best price, I can then be able to say, if I click here again into see all buying options, new condition, my price for me to beat is going to be about $117. So if it's about $117, let's say we're going to walk through a hypothetical. I'm going to share my screen here, and this here is specifically our Amazon profit calculator that I provide for every single one of our students inside of our community. Let's say if our supplier has a product for $69.99. Now, considering this, I'm only purchasing 1 unit, right? So you're drop shipping. You're never buying the products before they sell. Right? You're just calculating your profitability to see at what price are you going to list this product at. So we're going to say the number of units is 1. Shipping, all right? Let's say, assumingly, my supplier isn't charging me any shipping for this particular item, I'm going to put that at 0. But even if my supplier was charging me shipping, let's say, hypothetically, my supplier was charging me $10 in shipping, watch how everything changes. So if my supplier is charging me $10 in shipping, now what ends up happening, I'm going to incorporate tax into there, the Amazon fee at 15%. So it tells me based on this calculator that my break-even price is $99.75. So if my break-even price, if I list this product at $99.75, I will make $0. But obviously we don't want to do that. So $99 is my break-even. Going back into this product here on Amazon, I can see that the price that I want to be able to beat specifically is going to be $117. So my goal is to be able to undercut him. Let's say hypothetically I go at $115.99. If I go at $115.99, I will make about $14.65 in total net profit from this product alone. Right? So this allows me to know, okay, I can be profitable from it. You know what? If I'm just a beginner seller, I'm not going to be too greedy with my profits. Usually your profit margins with Amazon dropshipping is going to be about 18 to 25%. Sometimes it can be a little bit lower, but hey, at the end of the day, sales are sales nonetheless, especially considering how frequently this product sells. So when you have a product that sells really frequently, you can be okay with taking a little bit less of a profit because you know the volume in regards to how frequently this product is going to sell is going to make up for it. So then I would go ahead and say, you know what, $115.99 is going to be a listing price. I'm going to go ahead and list this product and now know that 110%, it's mint on my checklist, and probably within the next week or so that this product is going to be able to sell for me. So that wraps up everything in regards to the product research process and how you can very easily follow along with the product research because it's not analytical, it's not highly technical. You don't need to analyze charts to a specific price point to understand the floor prices, ceiling prices, and whatnot. Because you're only dropshipping on Amazon, your product research is a lot more simple. It's not as complex because you're never spending money unless someone has paid you first. So you don't need to dive so deep in the product research processes and the analytical data. So with that being said, if you have any questions for me, please drop them down in the comments section down below. If you're looking to be a part of my mentorship program, where we're going to literally hold your hand every single step of the way to ensure that you're successful with your Amazon business, we're going to give you scripts, templates, SOPs, the Amazon profit calculator, a whole entire Amazon dropshipping system for you to calculate and keep track of your business. And I'm going to quite literally help you hand in hand through one-on-one mentorship calls to list products on your Amazon store. Then go ahead, click the link in the description to apply to be a part of my mentorship to see if this is something that, you know what, you like, if this is something that you'd be a great fit for inside of our mentorship program, then we'll happily have you inside of the community. All right, but with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.